Hi, this is Mike Moo from HIPAA Watchdog, and today I'm going to show you how to do a backup on your computer PC system, that's Windows 7, Windows 8, or Windows 10, using the free backup software that's included in Windows. This is one of those things that you should do before you take care of important things or major patches or major changes, or such as if you turn on full disk encryption. We often advise to have a backup before you do anything major and drastic like this so that it does not severely interrupt or cripple potential access to PHI, whether your system's down or for whatever reason. All right, so I have a whole separate video about backups. You can check that out on YouTube. And the rule there is you have 3 copies or it doesn't exist. Okay, but now let's get back to the backup. This is not my preferred way to do the backup, and in fact, it's been a while since I've actually done this before, so I'm going to show you live exactly how to do that on your Windows operating system. Again, this is really for small practices that don't have a Windows server or Windows administrator, and you want to try to do your best in reducing security risks. Okay. So you click on a start button. This demo is on a Windows 10 machine, and you then click on the gear for settings, or you could just go down to Windows and then type in a search for settings as well. Basically, you're going to a section called Update and Security, which is Recovery or Backup, or just basically look for the backup icon. In here, you'll come up to this one screen, and you're going to click on Backup. Now, for Windows 10, there's different types of backup systems in play. The first one that's new is called Backup Using File History, which is basically for individual files and is designed for on-the-fly backup, which is important to have. The one we're going to go over is the older backup system that applies for Windows 7, Windows 8, and also Windows 10. And they call it Windows 7 Backup and Restore. So in this demonstration, we're going to do a full disk backup. And I just basically click that, then another window opens over here, and it says Windows backup has not been set up. So we're going to set up a backup right now. I'm clicking there. Throughout the course of the way, you will see these shields, and this basically means you need to have an administrator account or some account with privileges in order to access some of these system settings. If these are locked down, it's probably due to your login, in which case you have to talk to your administrator, whoever owns the computer system, to go ahead and set that up. All right. So now I get to select where I wanted to save my backup. If you have a network drive, it's better to save on the network, then you can browse for it, but it is advised that you have an external backup drive. So as you can see, it says we recommend you save your backup on an external hard drive. In my case, they're going to make some recommendations on here. I have one specifically that is an external backup, that is an external drive. And I'll let you know why it can or can't be used. Typically, if it's a drive formatted, in this case, this drive is formatted for dual operating systems, different operating systems. It's not going to allow me to do it. But I can save it on my secondary drive that is available on this laptop. It'll give you a recommendation there. Now, this next option lets you choose what you need to back up. Now, I don't advise you let Windows choose, particularly in healthcare scenario, because this will back up things that it's going to decide by yourself. You don't really know what these are going to be doing. So the best case is let me choose. And basically, I'm just going to back up everything. So I'm just going to check off the entire C drive on here. If you have additional drives that you need to be backed up, this is really important to know which drives your system has locally and where you're saving your files. Typically, if it is a modern system, you usually have maybe 2 or 3 drives in here. In this case, I actually have 2 drives in here, but the D drive is a separate drive. At a minimum, you have to choose your C drive. You should choose your entire C drive, and that's because it includes everything, including your Windows operating system, all the programs that are installed on your computer system typically, and you'll want that in order to do a restore. Okay, and I just click Next. And I'm just going to do Save Settings and Backup. Now, note this important thing here. There's a couple of important things to see on this particular screen. Now, the backup location, it's telling me where I'm putting it. It's my D drive called the data. We're going to save all user data on there, all local data in C drive, and a system image is also included in there. In case your computer system hard drive completely crashes, you can come back from this if you have your D drive. And important to know is that in this case, it's good to have a system repair disk in order to restore a system image. So you'll have to do that separately, or you should use the one that comes with your computer system. If you bought a Dell, you bought an HP or something, typically there is a repair disk option that you can choose at the time that you purchase it, or you can create one from within the system. That's for a separate video. I'm just showing you the backup here. So I'm going to save the settings and run the backup. Now it's going to be scheduled to run. Okay, so here's what's happening. I'll give me an update here. There's a backup in progress. I can view the details of the backup. It knows where it's going. Once this green gets all the way to the end and it says complete, that means that it is backed up. You will see when the next backup is, and usually it's scheduled, automatically scheduled. You can set up the schedule by setting up the schedule system later. Well, you can't see that right now in this screen because it's in the middle of backup. And here's a confirmation of all the files that are being backed up. And a schedule here every Sunday at 7 p.m. is when it's going to do a backup. So that's a weekly setting. Now, if I pause or cancel the backup, I can go and change the schedule settings and do the backup. Now, what's really important about this is that unless you are backing up to an encrypted drive, such as using BitLocker Pro, the backup is not encrypted. So it's very important, if it contains PHI, to store that external drive in a very important place, such as a very secured safe in physical security with security cameras that are around if it has PHI. This will help prevent it from becoming a security issue if the drive were to be stolen, because there is no, I repeat, no encryption and no backup password on this when it's set up this way. Now, you might be asking, well, Mike, how do I encrypt these backups? Well, there's a simple way to do that, and that is through that video that I show you how to do the encryption using a Windows 10 Professional or a Windows 8 Professional or Windows 7 Professional using BitLocker Pro. And to simply do that, you just right-click on a drive and choose Encrypt, and then you set up that password. And then you connect it to your computer and type in a password, and then it will have access to do the backup. So if the drive were ever stolen, it would be encrypted. You can check out that video in our YouTube channel. And I'm just going to go ahead and let this run. And after it's complete, you will then have a full backup. And this would then satisfy any requirements if you have systems that need to be backed up. And also, there's one of the assessment questions about whether or not you actually make sure you have a backup system before you move things around. So that's one of those important questions when you're moving equipment with PHI on it. All right, thanks for watching this video. Hope this was helpful for you, and please check back for new videos.